Today, Tuesday, the 15th of October 2024, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to more games, especially our top 10 or top 15 game predictions based on 1.5 and 2.5 goals, as well as corner kick events, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to start to have access to members only videos and match prediction picks to take your winning to the next level. The link is below, you can click and join. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first match pick event of today's list. Looking at the first pick, we are looking at Europe, that is in the Euro U21 qualification, a match between Andorra U21 against Portugal. For this event, you can see that the prediction, that is the gameplay based on the home team, proved that they are very conceding. Based on recent event, they have registered a very huge loss and more conceding event, as you can see, based on the Euro that is Euro U21. Looking at that of Portugal, on the other hand, you're going to see that Portugal here is very offensive. And based on recent event they have had between 2, 3, and even 5 to 4 goals per each event. The offensive power of Portugal is very high. And looking at the stance comparison of these two, you're going to see that based on placement, Portugal here sits on the first position. Having played 9 games recently, they have had up to 8 wins, scoring 31 goals and conceding 5. But its opponent, on the other hand, Andorra, proved that they concede very much and have had 9 games without winning any. And since Andorra is coming home and Portugal going away, we are looking at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, of course, Portugal have proved to be very offensive, having an average goal score rate of between 3 to 4 goals per each event. This time, of course, they are still very in good form, and we are still looking at Portugal to lead in full time, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2.5 goals in this event in full time. These are our major picks. Looking at the next, we are looking at Wales in the Premier Division, a match between Newtown against Barry. Based on recent event, these two teams, of course, especially the home team, have proved that they do try to score at least between 1 to 2 goals per each event. The opponent as well, on the other hand, is also a good scoring team, scoring between 3 and 1 goal per each event. But looking at the stands, comparing these two in terms of form, based on recent event they have had, you're going to see that these two teams, Barry, especially based on form, sits on the 4th position. Having played 5 events, they have had 7 goals scored, 2 wins, and 7 goals conceded. The opponent, on the other hand, proved that they are very conceding, and the offensive rate is almost as much as compared to that of the home. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this tournament, of course, both of these two have proved that they do concede as much, and the average goal score rate is at least between 1.2 to 1.4. And since they are coming to meet both of the two sides, we want to impress. And since the defense is very weak, we want to look at least 1.5 goals in this event in full time. Looking here at the next, we are looking at Euro U21, a match between England U21 against Azerbaijan. Looking at the comparison of these two, England, which is the home team, have had a very great performance based on recent event, scoring between 2, 4, and even 7 goals per each event based on recent event they have had. Azerbaijan, on the other hand, proved to be very conceding between 2 to 5 goals per each event. The conceding power is very high. And looking at the stand placement of these two, comparing the form, you're going to see that based on stand, England is the second. Having played 9 events, they have had up to 7 wins, scoring 34 goals and conceding 6. Azerbaijan, on the other hand, you're going to see that they are very conceding, very weak in defense, and the offense is not strong. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular tournament, of course, England U21 is very offensive, and the defense of its opponent is very weak, and therefore England U21 is going to take the advantage of the weak defense of its opponent. We want to look therefore at England to score over 1 goal or 2 goals in this event in full time. We also want to look at England U21 to lead, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 or 2.5 goal in this event in full time. These are our major picks. Looking at the next, we're looking at well-friendly international, a match between Netherlands U19 against Portugal. Looking at this, of course, Netherlands, which is the home team, proved to be very good in terms of goal scoring, based on recent event they have had, scoring between 2 to 2, and even you can see 2 goals scored, 3 goals scored, 2 to 3 goals per each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, which is Portugal, have proved that they are also very good in terms of goal scoring. Both of the two sides are good. And looking at the performance of Netherlands at home, you're going to see that its home performance is great, same way as that of Portugal. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. The offensive rate of both sides of these two is good, and the defense is not very strong. Since both of the sides want to compete, there will be more impression. Therefore, higher the impression rate, the more probability of goals, since both of the two sides are good at offense. Therefore, we want to look at least 1.5 goals or 2 goals over in this event in full time. Looking here, the next, we are looking at England Premier League Cup, a match between Huddersfield against Sunderland, U21. Looking at the comparison of these two, of course, the home proved that they are good in terms of conceding power as well as goal scoring. The opponent, Sunderland, on the other hand, is also very offensive and also very great in conceding power. And looking at these two, of course, the standings will prove that, of course, based on these two comparison in terms of recent game they have played, you're going to see that Sunderland and Huddersfield are almost on the same position. And since both sides are good in terms of goal scoring as well as in terms of the conceding power, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. Since this is the Premier League Cup of these two, of course, both of the two sides want to impress. And since they are good in terms of offense and also very weak in defense, there's going to be the probability of goals here. We want to look at 1.5 goals in full time. We also want to look at 2.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Euro U21 qualification, this time Poland U21 against Germany. Looking at this, the home team Poland have proved to be very offensive based on recent event they have had, scoring 3 to 4 goals per each event. The opponent as well, on the other hand, Germany is also very, very offensive, scoring 10 goals, 5 goals, and 2 goals per each event. Looking at the stance comparison of these two, you're going to see that based on stance, these two teams are in the first and second position. These are two teams of very great offense, and the defense is also average. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, of course, both of the two sides are very great in offense. And since they are coming to meet, the impression rate will be very high, since both of the two sides want to try and perform their best. Therefore, we want to look at goals possibility, at least 1.5 goals in full time, or at least 2 goals in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Austria in the Landesliga, a match between Stokero against Absk YBS. In this event, of course, the home team proved to be very conceding 4 goals and also good in terms of scoring based on some events. The opponent as well, on the other hand, also tried to score, and also you can see they are more offensive as compared to the home. And looking at the stand comparison of these two, you're going to see based on these two in terms of form, especially ASK Yips, which is the away team, proved to be better. Out of 5 events recently, they have had 3 wins, 12 goals scored, 3 conceded, good at offense and good at defense. But that of its opponent, which is the home, is good in terms of offense, and the defense is weak. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here. Based on the recent form, of course, the offense of both sides are good, but the defense of the home is very weak. Therefore, the away want to take advantage of the weak defense of the home. And since the home is playing home, you also want to impress. Therefore, goals probability is the best option. We want to look at least 1.5 goals in full time or 2 goals over. Looking here at the next, we are looking at England in the Premier League Southern, a match between Plymouth Parkway against AFC Toton. For this event, of course, the home team Plymouth Parkway proved to be very good in terms of scoring. You can see 3-2 and also concede very much, 4 and 3. Its opponent, on the other hand, also proved to be also offensive, as you can see here. Now, looking at the comparison in terms of form of these two, you're going to see that the form table will tell us that Plymouth Parkway and AFC Totten here sits on the feet and on the 21 position, while Plymouth Parkway proved to be very conceding and average in offense. Its opponent, on the other hand, is good at goal scoring. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular tournament, the home team is very conceding. The away team is good at scoring. And looking at everything here, we are looking at goals probability. Since the more conceding team is coming home, you want to impress. Therefore, want to look at also 1.5 goal here in full time, or at least 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we are looking at England in the Professional Developmental League. This time, Charlton U21 against Ipswich U21. The home team, Charlton, proved to be very good in conceding power and also very good at offense. Its opponent, on the other hand, is also good in terms of offense, and they do also concede as much as they can. Looking at the stand comparison in terms of form of these two, you're going to see that based on the form, Charlton, which is the home team, sits right here on the 7th position. And having played 5 events, they have had 10 goals scored, 11 conceded. Good at scoring, poor in defense. The opponent, on the other hand, is in the first, good at scoring, the defense is also weak. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, both of the two sides are good at offense, and the defense is also weak. Therefore, goals probability, since the defense is weak, is the option of at least 1.5 goals. We also want to look at 2 goals over here or 2.5 goals in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our upcoming match prediction event based on top 10 and top 15 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks, which we share to members only, as well as corner kick events, which we have prepared a huge list of huge odds, as well as goals match possibility picks. You want to make sure to go ahead to subscribe to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. The link is below this video. Click and join, and we are going to see you again in the next upload. Good luck and bye-bye for now.